On my life, who's that guy? Where does he come from? Who's that guy? Tell me someone. It looks to me like he could really fly. Okay, I'm Caleb Jones, and this is Alpha Male 2.0. I've got to get very serious now. This is Alpha Male 2.0. Freedom-focused lifestyle design for men, dating multiple attractive women long-term with no lying, cheating, or drama, and location-independent income through a laptop-based business. The freest, best, happiest, you're going to find out how happy I am, best, happiest lifestyle available to the modern-day man in the collapsing era in which we live. Today is a topic that I have been dreading telling you fuckers about for about 8-9 months. It's something I've been doing for more than a year now, or at least working on for more than a year, about 16 months. And I've dropped little hints. Sometimes I fuck up and say little things and brought little, I've told some of you at our live events, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And by the time I'm done explaining what I'm doing, you will understand why I had to wait so long to tell you. If you are watching the video, then you can tell I have slides. I was just going to just describe to you just on camera. And, okay, here's what I'm doing. But there's so many ins and outs of these things. And there's so many, I'm trying to offset. I'm going to get so many questions about this that I had to structure this into slides. I didn't want to structure this into slides, but I had to. So I actually have slides. Now, right before I go, I promised that I would do a drawing. I'm going to take 2 minutes and do the drawing. So those of you who bought the Unchained Man, the new version of the Unchained Man, before last night, what I'm going to do is I have a list of a bunch of people here on a spreadsheet. I have email addresses. I was going to share my screen as I drew the random stuff, but I can't share private email addresses. Can't do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead really quick is I'm going to go down. Here's what I did. I just did this. ChatGPT. I said, give me 25 random numbers between 1 and the number of people we have in here. It's over 1,000. And it's in an Excel spreadsheet. I just took the numbers and matched that to the row that the email addresses are on. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go down the list really fast. I'm not going to read your email address because that's public. I'm not going to dox you. That's not cool. So what I'm going to do is if you won the drawing, I'm going to read the first 4 letters of your email address, the first 4 characters. And that's all I'm going to do. And in a few days, you'll get an email from us. What you win is you get a 90-minute group coaching call with me sometime in December where you can ask me any questions you want on your scenario, like, hey, I haven't seen this girl in this, or I had this business problem. And instead of just random type questions you would get in a live stream like this, you can ask me questions for coaching. You have me for 90 minutes for free. That was what I promised you guys to buy the Unchained Man. So hang on a second here. I'm going to do that, and then we'll get right to our topic. Okay, because we have a lot to cover, and I don't know if I can answer all your questions. I'm going to get so many goddamn questions. So I'm going to just read off these 25 things really quick here, and then we'll get right to the topic. And I'll, whatever questions I have here, I'll get to those at the end if I can. All right, here we go. I'm going to read the first 4 letters of your email. So if this is the first 4 letters of your email, you won. And wait, you'll get an email from us by Saturday on the details. Here we go. BOBM, BRYC, CCDE. These are in alphabetical order, by the way, because we had to sort them that way. CYEP, EOIN. Why am I yelling? GDSH, IMBL, J. I think I know how to read. JIGG, LEEC, M232. MARI, MARK, MOAL, MONY. Lots of M's. It's selected. NATE, NIRA, ONEL, PAIA. Almost done here. RAYM, RCEP, SDUE, SH. Now, wait a second. No, that's right. SHADTUTK. Last one. ZIO dot. So period. ZIO period. So those are the first 4 letters of your email address that you use to buy the new Unchained Man. Congratulations. You hang out with me remotely in December, and then we will send you an email in the next few days on links and specifics and the time and all that shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me double check the technology. We'll get right into this. Hang on here. Hang on. You guys are literally saying, can you please go right to the topic, Caleb? All right. Okay. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, don't worry. I have slides. I'm going to say everything in the slides. I'm just using them for my own structure. And if you're watching the video version of this, obviously you can watch the slides. All righty, tidy. So this is, the title of this is Caleb's Massive, Titanic, Fucking Huge, Very Big Change. You're going to see how big change this is. And you're going to have a lot of questions. So I have a Q&A section at the end of these slides where I'm going to preempt. I know a lot what kind of questions you're going to ask. I'm going to answer those questions at the end. If you have more questions, I'll answer them as best I can. I may not have time in this live stream once I get done explaining all this and going through all the details and answering all the questions and then do the Q&A. Okay, we may not have time to answer all these questions. If I have to do a second podcast live stream to completely answer the rest of your questions, I will do so. I have a feeling you guys are going to ask a lot of fucking questions about this, which is fine. It's all right. I expect a lot of questions. This has been something I've been doing for about a year. I just calculated it. I started this process last July of last year. So I've been living this life more or less for you're hyping it up too much. Yes, I'm here to market. I'm here to sell things. Correct. I'm a capitalist. I want you to buy my books and courses. That's why I'm hyping this up. It's working, isn't it? See, I make money. I'm a capitalist here to make money. See, I'm honest about this. Anyway, started working on this in earnest in July, making these transitions in July of last year. So I've been doing this for about 16 months or so. I will explain exactly what I am doing now. I am going to explain exactly why I've decided to make these decisions, the number of decisions. I'm going to, and the reason I'm going to describe why is because you're going to say, why is Caleb doing that? I'm going to preempt that by explaining why I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. When I'm done explaining it, you will understand why I didn't talk about this for so long. You're gonna clearly, oh, okay, now I get it. Didn't even want to talk about this to you guys because all the questions it's going to cause. This is something brand new I have never done before. I've never done this before. This is brand spanking new. It involves multiple women, of course. Of course, it's me. But it's not something I've ever done before. It's something brand new I've been working on, which is why I didn't want to try something brand new for a month and say, hey, guys, look what I'm doing. I wanted to make sure it was working. And it's still not 100% done. It's pretty much done, but not 100%. I'll describe that as I go along. Moreover, to my knowledge, no one has done this. I'm the first guy, at least with a public audience, to do something like this. Maybe there's someone doing something like this that doesn't have an audience, it's totally private. But as far as I know, and I know the big name guys in these spaces and the pickup artist spaces and the dating coach spaces and the red pill spaces and there are guys who are doing slight variations of this, but not exactly what I'm doing. So to my knowledge, I'm the first person to do this. Exactly this model. Also, this is a change, or not a change, it's an addition to the Alpha Male 2.0 model set. So for the first time in 15 years, 16 years, however long Alpha Male 2.0 has been around officially, I am going to add a new type of relationship. So we have FBs, MLTRs, and OLTRs. I'm officially adding a new type of relationship called PDM. What does that mean? I'll explain what it means. Calm down. I'll explain. I'll get to all of it. Unlike, well, maybe it's the next slide here. Oh, yeah. All right. Pay attention very carefully to what I'm about to say to you on this next 2 slides. I'm going to read everything if you're listening to the podcast version. This thing, PDM, is not for you. What? Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for 95% of you. It's for me. Are you me? Are you my age? Do you make the money I make? Do you have 5 flags? Are you location dependent? Do you live in different countries? Probably not. There's a percentage of you who are like me, who are at that level. I'm going to discuss you guys in a second. But this is not for you. This is for me. I'm an old man. Are you an old man? Most of you aren't. Some of you are. Most of you are. I'm in my 50s. Are you in your 50s? Probably not. I make 7 figures, more or less, depending on when you look at it in gross and net. But anyway, I make a high income. Do you make that kind of money? The vast majority of you in my audience do not. There's some of you that do. Great. You know who you are, but most of you don't. I'm 100% location dependent with my 100% of my income. 100% of all my income is location dependent. Is 100% of your income in location dependent? A lot of you it is. A hell of a lot of you it is. A lot of you, fucking 40, at least 40% of you haven't even started your Alpha 2.0 business yet. You're making a bunch of excuses about what if I pick the wrong niche, or but Trump will fix it. I have 17 years of consistent, 17 years of non-monogamous experience with a very strong track record of having long-term, happy, non-monogamous relationships straight for 17 years. Do you have that track record? Probably not. Now, there's some of you that have many years of experience. Great. Discuss you guys in a second. Vast majority of you listen to the sound of my voice have no track record, or you just got started. Or maybe a lot of you have had like a year or two experience. Now, there's a lot of you with a lot of years of experience. There's a lot of you. That's great. Okay, I'm just telling you what I'm describing is for me, not for you. Okay, I'm sorry. It's for me. I've had sex with a triple-digit number of women. I'm not going to give you the number because that'll cause too many arguments and nitpicking, but it's in the triple digits. Have you had sex with triple-digit number of women? Most of you have not. A lot of you have had sex with 3, 4, 5 girls. That's about it. Nothing wrong with that. We all start somewhere. It's okay. I'm just saying I have a lot of experience in this area. Okay. I'm not saying these things to brag. I am demonstrating to you that I am in a very different place than the vast majority of you in my life. So because I'm in a different place, I have different needs than you do. I can also pull off things that many of you can't pull off. And I'm not saying that to brag. That's a statement of fact. There's a percentage of you who could do these things. Most of you can't. And more importantly, a lot of you aren't going to want to. I'm going to describe this. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to describe what I'm about to describe. A percentage you're going to go, oh my God, I want to do that too. And you will have none of these requirements. You won't have a location dependent income. You'll have very little woman experience or very little non-monogamous experience. You won't make a high, so it won't work. Now, there's another percentage of you, I'm sure, who are going to see aspects of what I'm about to do here. What I'm doing here is say, why would Caleb do that? I would never do that. Right, because you're 28. I wouldn't do this, what I'm about to do, when I was 28 either. So I'm going to get both. Oh my God, I want to do this. You shouldn't. And why the fuck is Caleb doing that? I would never do that. Correct, you shouldn't do that. Where you are in life, you shouldn't. This is for me. And there may be 5%, 10% of my audience who is at the level I am in terms of these things. Okay? I'm sorry. You stick with FBs, MLTRs, OLTRs, which is a tried and true model. What I'm about to describe is for much older alpha male 2.0s who have high incomes, 100% location dependent. And I say here on the slide, 10 plus years of managing non-monogamous relationships. You don't need 10 years. You need at least, I would say 5 years. 5 years track record of managing multiple non-monogamous relationships, and it's all working well. If that is not you, what I'm about to describe is not for you yet. Now, if you love what I'm about to describe, and a lot of you will, great. It's something to work toward once you have 100% location-dependent income, you're making a high income, and you have at least 5 years of non-monogamous experience under your belt where you have managed things well and things are working. Okay. This means that about 95% of you should not do what I am doing and stick with the tried and true FB, MLTR, OLTR model that I've been teaching for 15 years, that thousands of you have already done, that we know for a fact work. So don't feel like, well, that's not fair. Caleb gets to do it and I don't. Bro, you could have FBs, MLTRs, OLTRs, OLTR wife, you can get married. Anything in the Alpha Male 2.0 model, which is a comprehensive model. So you don't have to complain about this. Have several FBs and MLTRs. That'll make you happy. Holy shit. You want to settle down? Great. Have an OLTR wife and 20 FBs on the side like I've been doing for years. Fine, do that. All right. I'm going to keep repeating this throughout this entire presentation to get it through your thick skulls. Do not attempt this. This is only for older alpha male 2.0s with 100% location independence, many years of non-monogamous experience, and that's not you. If you try to do what I'm about to describe, it will blow up in your fucking face and it won't work. So I'm not saying, hey, guys, do this. No, I'm not. A small percentage of you, if you want, yes. The rest of you, no, not yet. Again, stick with the tried and true FB, MLTR, OLTR model. The only, well, Caleb, why are you telling us this then? Because I have to be honest with you about what I'm doing. I don't want to hide things from my life. I'm an open book. I'm here to tell you how I live my life. So I have to, I've told all my women, eventually I got to tell these guys what I'm doing here. I can't keep teaching models that I used to do but don't do anymore. That's not fair, right? I have to be honest with you. Part of my personal code is honesty. I have to tell you. I waited a year and a half already to tell you. That's why I'm telling you. Not because I think you should do it, because I'm telling you what I'm doing. And so in future reference, I don't have to keep hiding this shit. I hate having to hide this stuff. But you can see why I waited to tell you, because I have to put this in proper context. All right. Now, first, let's cover what I am not doing. There's been speculation and it's all been wrong. Pink Firefly and I are not getting a divorce. We are not splitting up. We haven't split up. She is back to the United States right now and I'm in Dubai. That's true. We are physically separate, but I'm going to see her in 2 weeks. Can't wait. So that isn't happening. I love her to death. She is wonderful. She's my sweetheart. I love her more than I've ever loved a woman. She still loves me. She wants to be with me forever. None of that has changed. The logistics have completely changed. That's changed radically, but we're still together. What I do works. We've been together for 10 years. This is not the super FB idea. I was talking about that about 2 years ago, and that was a concept where I would have a woman who is an FB but would like travel with me and hang out with me in Pink Firefly. So like the three of us together, that ended up not working, and I ended up changing my mind about what I wanted. And Pink Firefly wasn't very excited about that idea. So this is not that. This is way crazier than that. It's not even close. I did not get anyone pregnant. A bunch of guys said, "Oh, Caleb's got someone pregnant. He got someone pregnant Paraguay. He's gonna have a bunch of kids." No one's pregnant. Well, one of my women is pregnant, but it's not mine. And I know for a fact. So no, I have not got anyone pregnant. I mentioned kids, and guys said, "Oh, Caleb got someone pregnant." No, I'm not stupid. I don't make those kinds of mistakes. I'm organized. I'm structured. I'm an adult. I don't make those kinds of errors. I am not converting to Islam like Andrew Tate because I'm rational. I think objectively and rationally. No religion is rational. I have not converted to any religion, much less Islam. Nothing wrong with Islam. I live in an Islamic country, and I love it. I don't do religion because that's societal programming. I don't believe in false societal programming. I'm too rational. I did not wake up one day and decide to have children. Now, children are a factor here. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Sort of, maybe. But it's not like I woke up one day and changed my mind and wanted kids. No, that's not what happened. It is, of course, not monogamy. What are you, stupid? No. Monogamy does not work. I don't utilize systems in my life that do not work. Long-term monogamy does not work. Therefore, I don't do it. It's another variation of non-monogamy. All right, let me explain to you what led me to this decision. There's three components to this. What led me to this decision last year. Number one, my emotional preferences have changed as I've gotten older, which happens when you get older. So as I've talked about many times, what you're going to want when you're 25, very different when you're 40. So guys were like 25, 26, 27, so I'll never move in with a girl. That's stupid. I'm red pill. I'll never move in. And then you wait 15 years, they're living with somebody. Yeah, what you want changes when you get older. Now, that's true of the next section. You know, what you want when you're 37 is probably going to be different in terms of your woman life than when you're 55 or 65. It's going to change, and that's okay. As long as you're not monogamous, it's okay. Don't get monogamous. That's when guys get stupid. As long as it's not monogamous, you are allowed to change what you want in your life. I've changed, you know, in the last 17 years, I've changed twice. I've evolved the past 17 years. You don't stay the same forever. Shit. Okay. So my emotional preferences have changed. Something that I have realized in myself is that in the last 3 or 4 years, I have found, for some reason, this is just part of my evolution and my growth and getting older, I am more sexually turned on when I'm having sex with a woman if I care about her, if I give a shit about her. Now, You might say, well, duh, me too. Wait a second. I'm Caleb Jones, INT robot cyborg from hell. This is brand new for me in the last 3 or 4 years. I'm 52. So from age 48 and lower, I didn't give a shit if I cared about a woman. I could really enjoy sex, even if she didn't mean anything to me. Had a great time. Last few years, I have found, for some reason, aging, something changing, I don't know, I'm more excited sexually if I actually kind of give a shit about the woman I'm having sex with. This just kind of happened to me, 3, 4 years ago, a little bit. It started creeping up on me a little bit. So now that's how I feel. For whatever reason, you can do all kinds of psychological analysis on me as to why that is. It just is. Next thing. Because I live in Dubai part of the year and Paraguay part of the year and travel the other parts of the year, I don't want to be away from the woman I love for many months a year for the rest of my life. So let's say that I wasn't going to change anything. Pink Firefly and I lived in Dubai, and I'd be in Paraguay 5 months a year away from Pink Firefly 5 months a year for the rest of my life. Well, that sucks. I love her. I don't want to miss her and be away from her for 5 months a year. That's kind of lame. I don't want to do that. As always, and I've been saying this before, and I'm double down on this. I am trying. I know this sounds funny, but it's true when you're at my level. I am trying to focus on less women, not more women, not better women, because my women are amazing. Less women. And I know that sounds funny. Why would you want to fuck less girls? Well, live non-monogamously for 17 years, having sex multiple times a week with a triple-digit number of women, and eventually you can be like, okay, I'm good. And I've already kind of been there for a while. The number has kind of, bounced up and down. Let's see. Glad it's not andropause because of TRT. No, it's nothing like that. It's worse. So I'm trying to pare down the number of women I have. I'll discuss that in more detail in a second. I don't want a lot of chicks right now. I also, as I get older, feel more paternal. I have a strong, some of you already know this about me, you can tell, I have a strong paternal aspect to my personality, a fatherly aspect. I've always had that a little bit. The older I get, the more paternal I feel, which kind of makes sense if you kind of think about it. So I've had that more emotionally in the last few years. As always, this is always Caleb and Alpha Male 2.0. I only want long-term relationships. I have never one-night stood a woman in my entire life, and that is a fact. I've had women one-night stand me. That's happened. But I've never one-night stand a woman. I don't want short-term relationships. I don't want medium-term relationships. All my relationships, I want long-term. So I'm just doubling down on this. That's nothing new. That's kind of part of the Alpha Male 2.0 model. If you want to bang a bunch of chicks, have a bunch of one-night stands, then you just do the pickup artist stuff, and that's fine. But Alpha Male 2.0 is about long-term, consistent happiness, and banging a bunch of girls with one-night stands will make you really happy when you're 26. Again, will it make you happy forever in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s? No, it won't. Alpha Male 2.0 is a long-term model, not just when I'm under the age of 35. All right. Next thing that happened. Part 2 of why this made this decision. My logistical needs and realities have radically changed the past several years. Obviously, I moved out of the collapsing USA. I don't know why you fuckers are still there. In 2021 in February. So that was a big change. The way I've structured my living lifestyle, Paraguay, Dubai, traveling, things like that, has also changed a lot. So I have to reflect that. So this is a big one. My number one goal in my life right now, I've mentioned this many times, has nothing to do with women. I know that surprises people. No, I am not a woman guy. I'm a business guy. So my number one goal in life right now, the thing I think about 24/7, I dream about it. I think about it all day long, all fucking day long, unless I'm literally having sex, is scaling my companies and my investments in my financial life to a certain set of benchmark numbers by April of 2026. I've got about a year and a half left. And then when I hit that, I can move into the next phase of my life, which I've been working on for about 25 years. Big, big deal for me. So that's my goal, is to scale my companies, not bang a bunch of chicks. Already did that. I'm good. Which means I need to spend way more time working and less time banging chicks or hanging out with FBs or whatever. Because I've been guilty of this. I've been guilty in the past several years. Well, over the past 17 years, I've had times, not consistently, where playing around a lot of women, having a great time, but I'm like, I really should be working. And then I have to pivot back. Okay? So to that, I do not want to have multiple large harems of FBs anymore. That's what I have now. Well, I'm changing that right now. That's why I've done that for 17 years. I've had FBs consistently for 17 years straight. Lots of them. And MLTRs, and then eventually an OLTR wife. I did that for 17 years. It was wonderful. I'm very happy with it. I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it. I think about memories. When I have sexual fantasies, some of you can relate to this. When I have sexual fantasies, I don't think about fantasies. I think about things I've already done. That's the truth. Some of you have had sex with lots of women or lots of track. You understand what I'm talking about. We've talked about this. You think about memories, not fantasies. So most men have fantasies. I have sexual memories. That's how good it was. Now I want something different. More women means more time to manage my woman life. I want to scale my companies. That's what daddy wants right now. Period. End of story. Next thing, I don't want to spend, as of when I say now, as of when I started doing this, I don't want to spend any more time bringing any new women into my life ever again. What? Yeah. A, I don't need to. I have plenty of women. B, because of referral game, and it just happened last week. I'm not kidding. Those are on the immersion. I mentioned this. Women come to me. Women I know introduce women to me without me asking them. That's what happens. You work on this for 17 years. So I don't even need. So in no scenario do I need new women. I don't. I'm trying to pare down the number of women. So I have more than enough now. I want to focus on my work. And again, more women means more time spent in my life. So right there, I've lost a percentage of you. Caleb's not going to fuck anyone new ever again. Now, I didn't say that. I didn't say I'm never going to fuck anyone new ever again. However, the number of women who are new are going to be very, very tiny from now forward. And the only time I'm going to do it, so there's 3 women in my head in terms of my lists that I know who I've not yet had sex with, and they're grandfathered in from a few months ago. Outside of those 3, I'm done. The only time from now on I will have sex with new women is if it falls into my lap. And sometimes that does happen. If a hot girl says, hey, you want to fuck my hot friend? I'll bring her over tonight. Okay, sure. Other than that, I am not doing any more referral game. I'm not doing any more online dating. That's all I really did. Referral game, online dating. I'm not doing it. I don't need to. I don't want to. I'm covered. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do instead in a minute. Okay? Just to reiterate, as always, I will never be monogamous. Long-term monogamy does not work. So less women does not mean one woman. That's stupid. Less women does not mean one woman, which is monogamy, which doesn't work, or 0 women, which is incel and angry MGTOW, and that doesn't work for happiness. Right? It is no longer worth it to me to sacrifice my business life for my woman life. Now, I did that from 2007 to 2023, and that, again, I'm happy I did that. I'm very happy I did that. My woman life today, on a scale of 1 to 10, is an 11. It is equivalent to like a rock star. It's better than billionaires. I'm not kidding. There's a handful of you who know women I've been with. You know, it's beyond my wildest dreams. So I'm very happy with this, what I did. One thing I used to talk about was a year or 2 ago, I had affirmations, and I would list off a list of about 15 men that I know, either peripherally or know in person, who were younger than me, who made more money than me. And I listed that off to make me angry in terms of motivating me to make more money. Okay. Guys who are under the age of 52 who make higher incomes than me. Now, it's not very many men. That's a pretty small list, but there's some. And so you're like, Now, here's the problem. I stopped doing that. You know why I stopped doing that? When I sat down and analyzed it and thought about it, and I went through all 15 or however many of those men there were, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What's the difference between me and those 15 guys? What's the one big difference between me and those guys, other than they make more money than me, they're younger than me? What's the one big difference? Their woman lives suck. Yes, they make more money than me. Yes, they're younger than me. Their woman lives are kind of shitty. The vast majority of them are either monogamous or single. When I say monogamous, they're married, and they're married to women who I don't consider very attractive, and that's the only woman they can fuck. Yes, maybe they can cheat. They got to be really careful. Or they're single and they're betas and they have all the usual problems that beta males have. I've talked many times about high income betas have all kinds of problems with women, just like low income betas do. And then a handful, one or two of them, have more than one woman, but it's an absolute nightmare clusterfuck of drama and problems and chaos and arguing. And I beat all these men, all of them. Anyone I can think of who is younger than me and makes more money than me, what few there are. My woman life blows the fuck out of them. So I realized the reason that I make less money than some of these guys is because they spent the last 10, 15 years 100% focused on their companies. I spent the last 10, 15 years, well, 17 to be exact, half focused on my companies and half on my woman life. Now it's fine. I make a lot of money now and I have an amazing woman life. So I'm very happy. But that's why they make more than I do. And that's fine. But as of when I say now, 2023, last year, no longer. Time to focus 100%, not 100%, 80% on my business life and get those goals done so I can move into the next phase of my life like I want. If that all makes sense. Next reason why I made this decision last year. Pink Firefly had trouble adjusting to Dubai last year when I moved her out. So the way it worked is, to review, if you weren't familiar with me, if you're new to my stuff, I moved to Dubai in February of 2021 during the pandemic. Because of those riots in 2020, I said, oh, fuck this, I'm at it. My plan was to leave the United States in 2025. I saw the writing on the wall. I said, I'm not waiting to 2025. You like America in 2025? What are you guys paying for groceries right now? So anyway, I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. So I moved out February 2021. Pink Firefly stayed around for not quite a year because of various things she wanted to wrap up. Then she moved out with me about a little less than a year later. And so she was with me for about a year. And let me go through the slides here. So Pink Firefly and I've been together for 10 years consistently. She started as an FB, then MLTR, then OLTR girlfriend, then OLTR wife. We've been married for 7. We're coming up on our 7th anniversary in a month and a half. We have never had any drama that entire time. OLTR marriage works. Matter of fact, I tracked this stuff in the entire year of 2020 as one example. We had literally no drama. So I want you to find a married couple who had been married for several years by then, has an entire year with no drama. Most married couples have drama every fucking week and they just get used to it. Not me. Perfect. Pink Firefly's amazing. Yeah, I said 2020, we didn't have any drama for the entire year. We lived in Dubai together for a year. Drama started. Now, not bad, very mild, very little compared to most normal married couples. Because again, most married couples, drama is a normal thing. That's what it says on the slide. Not much, but some is a lot to me. A little drama is a lot to me. It's like soft necks, get the fuck out of my face. The cause of the drama was that she liked Dubai. She did. She liked it a lot. I mean, Dubai matches her like hand in glove in many respects. She's a Barbie blonde, and so it kind of works. However, she was upset about the differences. Lots of little differences. Like, why is it that when you get your nails done in Dubai, it's like this? And why is it not like in America? And why is the traffic in Dubai like this, where in America it's like this? And when you park in Dubai, the parking is like this. Why is it like this in America? When you go to the ATM, why is it different in Dubai than America? Well, sweetheart, because it's a different country. And there's some minor differences, and you get used to them. And these differences were like 1,000 cuts, death by 1,000 cuts for her. She didn't like them. And she complained about them a lot. And my understanding from people who move, expats like myself, when you are married and move with a wife or a live-in girlfriend, including people who move to Dubai, it's very common for one spouse to love the new place, the other spouse to not like it. And then, but in Dubai in particular, we were told this by many couples, men and women, married men and married women both. Hey, it is perfectly normal when you move to Dubai. One spouse thinks it's fucking great, and the other spouse is like, oh, I don't like this, or oh, it's so different. But what happens 100% of the time is that you wait a year, then the spouse who doesn't like it fucking loves it. Usually the woman, they love it. And so there are many women that are friends with myself and Pink Firefly, married women, who are like, oh yeah, when I first came to Dubai, I didn't like it. And now they're like, I love it. I'm being here forever. I love Dubai. It took me a year to adjust. So knowing that, I gave her a year to adjust. I tolerated the drama, the little bit of drama, for a year. I said, I'll give a year. Based on other couples we've seen, this should wrap itself up in a year. After a year, she was still unhappy. She wasn't miserable, but she wasn't unhappy. Something else, I mentioned this. Oh, well, I mentioned this publicly. whenever we went back to the United States, especially Scottsdale, which is her favorite city, and I don't drive because I don't want to. You drive for me and I'll work. So when she would drive around in a rental car, whatever we were doing back when we were in the United States, I could see the stress just kind of leak out of her body. Like, oh, like driving around Scottsdale, Arizona, she's like, oh, thank God I'm back in America where things are, quote, normal, because that's how she was raised. And I could see how much happier she was in the United States than in Dubai. Okay. So, yep, said that all right. So I made the decision last year to send her back to the United States for most of the year, to be back in a country where she doesn't have to be constantly upset about these nitpicky differences. And she is happier there. Now, she's less happy there because she misses me. I'll cover that a little bit. That's a problem. We miss each other now a lot. Cover that in a minute. So that was another reason why I made these decisions. So we have been a long-distance OLTR marriage since then. We see each other several times a year. Cover that in more detail in a second. To repeat, we're still together. We still love each other. I love her to death. I miss her. I can't wait to see her in 2 weeks. I'm going to fuck the shit out of her. She's going to be sore. I can't wait. We still want to be together forever. That has not changed. Not at all. Not even 1%. Just logistics have changed. We miss each other a lot. Oh, at the same time, here's another aspect of this. So I've doubled down on Paraguay as my second home. So I'm going to be in Paraguay now from 4 to 5 months a year. I already showed my apartment, all that stuff. And that's how my life is going to be now for the next 4 to 5 months a year. Pink Firefly has no desire whatsoever to go to Paraguay. It's a little rough down there. And Barbie blondes do not like rough. If I go to Europe, she's all over it. That's great. If I go to like Maldives or something, of course. I go to Paraguay, she's like, no, you go. So I mentioned that earlier. So that's another factor. So all these factors, see this? All these factors are adding up to something. All right. All these things mean that I needed to come up with a new model for me, not for you or most of you. A model that I can stick with for the rest of my life where I don't have to change again. So what I don't want to do is come up with a model and then 20 years change my mind about something and then change it again. Something that's malleable but will lock me in for the rest of my life until I die. I'm probably going to live past age 100 based on my health and medical technology and all that shit. So I want something I can lock in, know for sure it works, period, no matter what, for the long term. And also give me time to focus on my business and my mission, which will be less important in about 2 years, but right now it's all important. All right, so here's what I have been doing for the past 10-ish years, okay? As most of you know. One OLTR wife, because you can only have one OLTR, who is Pink Firefly, plus a very large number of FBs, over 20, in about 6 different countries. So I have harems in UK and in the United States and in Paraguay and Panama and women in Colombia and women. I could name the countries. Okay, so a lot of it. So one OLTR wife and lots of FBs on the side, which is exactly what I wanted and made me very, very happy for a long time. Still makes me happy. So that's what I have been doing. Here's the change, what I have started to do. The new model. 3 PDMs. It's called polydomestic marriage. What? Calm down. I'll explain it. I don't live with any of these women. 3 wives. What? Calm down. If you don't like the term wife, you can call it girlfriend. I haven't really come up with a term for this. Each one in a different country, none of whom I live with. So let me say that again, and I'll explain in details in a second. 3 different, very serious women, girlfriends/wives, long-term. Each one is in a completely different country to minimize drama, and I don't live with any of them. Ever. Full-time. Okay, I'll explain. Plus, 0 FBs most of the year. No FBs. With one exception I'll cover in a second. Or 1 or 2 exceptions. So instead of having 1 OLTR wife and 20 FBs, it's 3 wives. You want to call it wives. No FBs or very little FBs. Okay? Explain exactly how I'm doing this. PDM model. So this is how I'm doing it. 3 different wives, each one located in a separate country to minimize jealousy. Although I have found there isn't much of that. I chose well. I'll cover that in a second. So I have 1 wife in the USA. That is Pink Firefly. I have another wife in Dubai, excuse me, in Paraguay right now. I do not have a name for her. She needs to pick a name like Pink Firefly, and we tried to pick one, and she couldn't think of one in Paraguay. We came up with all kinds of funny names, and we laughed a lot. She needs to come up with a name. So eventually we'll pick a name for her, and I can identify her by name. Right now I'll call her Paraguay wife, okay? One Dubai wife. Now, there is a woman who is not official in this model yet. I wait a few more months before I lock her in 100%. She's probably okay, but I'm not 100% there. As always, I move very slowly. I don't rush into serious relationships. I got to be sure I know what I'm dealing with. Now, both these women I've known for a very, very long time. Okay. So she's a PDM candidate. She's not official yet. Don't know for sure. Reasonably sure, but not 100%. I'll know in about 6 months. I will give you more details about the two new women in a little bit. I do not live with any of these women. This is exactly why having multiple wives is a horrible, stupid fucking idea if you want to live a happy life. I've written entire articles about this. The dumbest thing on earth is to have multiple wives living in your house. Shoot me in the fucking head. If you want to be long-term happy, you cannot live with multiple women in your romantic life. Now, if you don't care, if you're an alpha male 1.0 and you don't care about drama and screaming and yelling and going to prison like Andrew Tate because your wives get pissed off at you, great, do whatever you, as usual, please do whatever you want. But if you want long-term happiness, you cannot live with multiple women in your house. I know a lot of dumb men fantasize about this. If you like drama or don't mind drama, again, I don't know why you're here. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't live with any of these women. I never will live with them full time. Instead, I follow with these women the virtual live-in model that I've discussed for 15 years now, where you have a girlfriend or a wife and she has her own home and you have your own home in the same city, and you spend a few days a week with her and a few days a week away from her. I had that kind of relationship with HBM, who was my girlfriend before Pink Firefly, for about 5 years. So for 5 years, she would come over at, Tuesday, spend 2 nights, we spend 3 days together, and then the rest of the week I was by myself and I could be a man. And I loved it. I loved that arrangement. It was fantastic. Very happy with it. So that's what I'm doing with all 3 of these women. I will never live full-time with any of these women, but I will spend many days a week with them. Make sense? Okay. The virtual OLTR model is an virtual live-in model is an OLTR model that I've discussed in my books for 15 years. Works really well. Some of you guys are doing it. It's awesome. It's the best of both worlds. You can be a husband/boyfriend for half the week, and the other half of the week you could be an alpha male and do whatever you want and focus on your work, bust your ass working on your business, bang chicks, whatever you want to do without a nagging wife on your head. Okay. All 3 wives have their own homes. I have a separate home in each country. So I have an apartment in Dubai, which is my apartment. I'm not going to share it with anyone. It's mine. I have an apartment in Paraguay. It's my apartment. I'm not sharing it. It's mine. Perfect. Okay. United States, Pink Firefly has her own apartment, but I don't have an apartment in the U.S. because I don't spend enough time there. Because I want to, because it's collapsing and depressing and everyone's mad, and I pay taxes when I go there. I don't want to do that. I'm going back to the United States in 2 weeks for fucking Thanksgiving. I'm dreading it. I can't wait for it to be over. Another big change overlaid with this. I have decided that I will never live full. This is me now, just Caleb, not you. This is me. I will never live full time with a woman ever again. And I've told Pink Firefly this. Wives, girlfriends, children, I don't add full time. Part time, several days a week or week on, week off. Great. Full time, I will never do again. I did that. I've tried that twice. Once as a stupid beta male, which it didn't work because it was monogamous. I was a dumbass. Second time as an OLTR in an OLTR marriage. It worked literally perfectly until I moved out of the country. I've realized that my lifestyle with my A, non-monogamy, B, my 5 flags, C, living in multiple homes is just too complex to say to a woman, Pink Firefly or another woman, listen, bitch, you are never allowed to give me any drama ever, or I'm going to divorce you in a heartbeat. Now, you just got to put up with me fucking other girls, which is okay. Women can do that. And traveling the world and being away from you for months at a time and moving to other countries. And it's not fair for a woman to do that. It's not. Now, could I make an OLTR marriage work if I lived in one place 12 months out of the year and it was the country where that woman was born and raised? Yes. So if we were back in the United States in Washougal, Washington, Pink Firefly and I, be fine. She was perfect. She's as close to perfect for a woman for me as you can find. My life is a high complexity lifestyle. And that's okay. I could be with a wife or girlfriend with a high complexity lifestyle, but I can't also have the parameters of you can never, ever give me drama, because that's my rule number one in relationships. Can't have both those things. So to be fair to them and fair to me, I'm not going to live with it full time. Part-time is fine. Even if I marry someone, have kids with someone, doesn't matter. And by the way, all the women involved here know this model. They're well acquainted with this. Been doing this for over a year and a half. So 3 or 4 days per week with someone, then 3 or 4 days off by myself, always 2 separate homes in all countries. I did this in the past, really liked it. I already talked about that. Okay, I already talked about that. Do not attempt any of this, you dumbass. This is only for older alpha male 2.0s with high incomes, 100% location independence, many years of successful non-monogamous experience, and that's probably not you. If you attempt this, it will blow up in your fucking face and it will not work. Stick with FBs, MLTRs, and OLTRs, which are tried and true. We know for a fact work and are fucking awesome. I'm going to keep saying that over and over because I know you guys. I know what you're thinking. There's a decent distance between the homes of all these people. You do not want to date someone who lives in your building or is right next door. That's too much like living together. She'll be over at your apartment or house every day. You want about a 10-minute drive. 10, 15 is perfect. That's perfect. When I'm in their country, I spend several days a week with them, if possible, either at their home or my home, and living the, quote, married lifestyle, or if you like, a girlfriend-boyfriend lifestyle. Okay. The rest of the week, I'm back at my place alone, focusing on my mission, which means my work. You guys know my mission. I've said it many times. Is my mission bang lots of chicks? No. My mission is a charitable / financial mission. It's not a sexual mission. I already accomplished all my woman goals a long time ago. This setup minimizes drama, maintains attraction, which I'll cover in a second, and allows me to maintain the power of the soft next. Per alpha male 2.0 models, when you move in with a woman full time, unless you have 2 homes, you cannot soft next her anymore. That's one of the strongest tools in your toolbox. You give that up when you live with a woman, which is okay. If you're ready to live with a woman, please do. But this is just advantages for this model here. So my current annual schedule is in Dubai 7 months a year. It's my primary home. My secondary home, which I consider like another primary home, is Paraguay, 4 to 5 months a year. USA several weeks a year, plus miscellaneous travel. So that way all the women get time with me. No, this is not Alpha Male 3.0. A number of you said this. No, this is Alpha Male 2.0 with a little addition. I am not changing Alpha Male 2.0. There's no change. Have I listed a single change here? No, I'm adding something new. It's an add-on. It's not a change. I am exclusive romantically and sexually, which is new, to all 3 PDMs. So just those 3. They call it, the technical term for this is poly-exclusivity, where you're like, let's say you're having sex with 4 different women and you promise them, I'm only going to fuck you 4. I'm not going to fuck any other girls. That's what poly-exclusivity means. So besides these 3 women, I will date no other women nor have any sort of relationship in their women, just like an OLTR. Well, Caleb, it's like having 3 OLTRs. No, it's not. OLTR is very different what we're talking about here. There's some similarities. I will not see any FBs on the side, ever, with some exceptions. It's if I have to. Okay, so what does have to mean? If I'm spending a decent amount of time in a country that is not United States, Dubai, or Paraguay, for example, I'm probably going to be in Italy next year for a month. Am I going to go a month without having sex? Fuck you. No, I'm not. I'm going to get laid. So if I go to a 4th country for an extended period, usually that's the UK. I'm probably going to go to Scotland next year too. I'm going to get laid. I'm not going to wait 4 months to get laid because I meant no. Now, if one of these women want to come with me, great. But if they can't because their work, they all work. I'll cover that in a second. I'm not going to be their sugar daddy. Cover that in a second. Great. If any of the wives are sick, traveling, or otherwise unavailable. So I have FB backups in all my locations in case they're traveling. My main Dubai girl has been traveling in the United States for a week and a half. She's coming back tonight. So as an example, you think I'm going to wait a week and a half and not get laid? Not me. No, thank you. If any of the wives want to have threesomes, referral game stuff, Pink Firefly likes to watch, my other women like other things, then great. That's fine. This allows me to focus on each individual PDM. Sounds like PDM, and invest and build that relationship for the long term. It also allows me to say, look, I'm not going to be banging hundreds of girls. It's just you and the other two with these exceptions. If someone gives me drama, you can't go fuck someone else. Yes, I can. FBs. So I'm not firing all my FBs. They're still there in case I need them. And I'll be honest, I don't have 0 FBs right this second. There's still a few around. So that's going to take maybe another year. I have a lot of FBs. Okay. And new ones appear all the time. So it's going to take me another, I don't know, probably a year, not quite a year to let all the rest go. So I'm not saying right this second I have 0 FBs. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. This is the model. It also takes me less time for me to manage my woman life. That's the big goal here. I want to work. I want to bang chicks. Did that. And these 3 women are a hell of a lot less than having a massive harem, even if it's a marriage, because I'm not physically having 3 wives in my house 24/7. Okay. Outside of all these parameters, all the PDMs are indeed wives with all the rights and behaviors. So it's a full relationship like a wife or girlfriend, wedding if they want, and a lot of women don't. Wedding ring, meet their family, all that shit is allowed. It's like having it that's how it's similar to OLTR. If desired, not all the women want this though. As usual, no legal marriages. Nope. No combining of finances. Nope. I'm not stupid. Nope. But things like weddings are fine. That's fine. Children, if they want kids, I will do it. Why? I'll explain in a second why. Now, thank God, I am so lucky. I didn't plan it this way. This is just how this happened. 2 of the 3 do absolutely 100% do not want kids. Pink Firefly, as many of you know, does not want kids. Paraguay wife does not want kids at all. She's like, hell no. I'm like, oh, thank God. We had that talk. I'm like, okay, so I didn't ask like this. I'm thinking like, so do you want kids? I'm thinking, oh my God. She's going to want 5 kids. Oh shit. She's like, no, I don't ever want kids. Woo! But Caleb, don't you say they changed their minds? I said women under 30 changed their minds. She's 30. I'll cover ages in a second. Plus, they are Americans. They are not Americans, so child support does not apply. There's no jurisdiction here because I'm not married to these women. They're none of them are Americans. So I've talked about this. I'm not going to do this, but some assholes do this. You can impregnate all kinds of women abroad. What are they going to do? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not an asshole. But my point is, I have a lot of protection here financially. Child support is not relevant to me because unlike most of you, I live a 5 flags lifestyle. I'm not locked into the collapsing USA that hates men. Do not attempt any of this. This is only for older alpha male 2.0s with 100% location independence, with high incomes, who have many years of experience of managing multiple non-monogamous happy relationships with a strong track record. And the odds are that is not you. That's a few of you. Most of you that is not. So if you try to do any of this, it will blow up in your fucking face and it will not work. This is for me and a small percentage of you, and that's it. Stick with the tried and true model of FB, MLTR, and OLTR. Now, if this sounds exciting to you and you want to do this and you don't apply these requirements yet, set it as a long-term goal for yourself to do this when you are ready. Most of you aren't ready. Okay, finances. How do finances work around this? Per my usual OLTR rule, and this is what I'm about to say is not Alpha Male 2.0. This is Caleb's personal opinion. You can do whatever you want in terms of whether or not you support your wife, your live-in wife. You can do that if you're not. Or you can make her get a job. You can do whatever. You can be a tradcon and say, you can't work. I got to support you. Whatever you want. OLTR model applies to all this. This is just Caleb's opinion. In my opinion, I demand that a woman I'm with romantically, seriously, has to have her own fucking income. I am not tradcon. I am not conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm not hardcore red pill. I don't want a woman to work. I need to take her because I'm the man. No, hell no. This is where I 100% agree with, I was going to say feminists, second wave feminists, 1970s feminists. Great, bitch. You want to be equal to a man? Get your ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go get ready and put on your makeup and put on your business clothes and go drive in traffic and go get a job and be equal to me and pay your own fucking bills. Yes, that's my personal opinion. You do whatever you want. So I have mandated to all these women, you have to have your own income, sweethearts. Okay, that doesn't mean you won't benefit financially from me. Of course you will. I make a lot of money. But I'm not going to be your sugar daddy. Okay? You need to pay, you need to have some skin in the game here financially. That's my opinion. Pink Firefly has a full-time job in the insurance industry. She makes a lot of money. Compared to the average American woman, she does pretty well because she has a lot of experience doing this. Dubai PDM, who is a candidate, she's not a PDM yet, works at a real estate company, international real estate company, and she also does modeling on the side. Paraguay PDM has a full-time job in the hospitality industry. That's all I'll say. I got to keep these women anonymous as much as I can. So they all have incomes outside of me. Now, to be fair, at some point when I am my definition of wealthy, right now I am not. I am not my definition. I might be your definition, but I'm not mine. We are all subjective, but everyone has their own opinions about this. When I hit certain numbers and I feel like I am wealthy, then at that point, I will probably change my mind and say, okay, sweeties, you want to quit your job? Fine. I'll just cover you. I might do that at some point. Not now. No. But later, that could very well happen. So in a few years from now, I could say, oh yeah, all my women have quit their jobs. I take care of them now. I just pay all their bills. So I'm not saying that'll never happen. It's not happening now. But at some point, when I don't give a shit about having budgets anymore, and I have so much money, I don't give a fuck, hopefully soon, hopefully by April 2026, then I won't care. Maybe. I'm not promising these women that either. I'm not promising. I said that's my objective, but I'm not promising shit. As their husband or boyfriend, or whatever you want to call it, I will financially assist them to some degree, of course. You have to have your own income, though. But I will not pay for everything and nothing extravagant. No Cartier bracelets. Fuck off. Go date, some rich beta male there. I don't know. Amounts of how much I help them and things like that are based on their age, their seniority with me. Obviously, Pink Firefly has seniority, and where they live. So Paraguay wife lives in Paraguay, pretty cheap. Dubai wife lives in Dubai. America wife lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. So there's different levels there. Okay. All OLTR marriage models apply. So no combined finances ever. Everything. This is standard OLTR stuff we've been talking about for 15 years. Everything is either in her name or my name. Nothing is in both our names. No shared finances ever. That's been the case with Pink Firefly for 10 years. We have no joint checking accounts. No joint car loans, no joint leases, no joint nothing, no joint cell phone accounts. You guys are stupid when you do this stuff. No legal marriages, none. No, I'm not legally marrying any of these women. Why? It's stupid. Each of their homes in her name or my name, never both our names. That includes leases and mortgages. I am never going to work with any of these women at any of my companies. That's another stupid thing men do. I have an OLTR, an MLTR. She's really good at this. What if I bring her into my business? Are you a fucking moron? Do you like drama? Do you like problems? Do you like explosions? No. Now, can I give them advice on their own companies? Yes. That'd be really cool. My fantasy is they all start their own businesses and they won't. One or two might. But that'd be cool. Help them, but not my companies. My companies are mine. Stay the fuck away. I don't want to have that drama in there. Are you kidding? No. Now, I'm not saying I've never done this. Pink Firefly historically has worked in my businesses off and on. She doesn't now. If there are any children that occur over the next 20 years, Of course, I will support the children financially. However, as I said earlier, because of my 5 flags lifestyle, I am not liable for any child support. These are not Americans, and this is in a country where I'm not. These are all in countries where I don't hold a passport. 5 flags rules. So that means that unlike in the Western world, if you have a child with a woman and she knows you're not legally required to pay her child support, it encourages her to play nice. Same way Pink Firefly plays nice with me with all the prenuptial stuff we have. She knows if she divorces me or leaves me, she doesn't get a penny, which means they're nice. They try to fix problems. So they say, well, fuck you, I'm going to get half your money. You don't like it. There's a limit to the number of children I will have. I ain't no Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy has 10 kids. Stupid. Well, if you have hundreds of millions of dollars, fine. 1 or 2 is fine. It would be just one of them because 2 of them don't want kids. Thank God. So happy. Now, why am I doing a lot of this? There are 5, I've talked this before in other contexts. There are 5 women that lock, 5 things, that lock women into the long term with you. Women are biologically wired to leave men, to get bored with men, beta males, or get frustrated, pissed off with men, alpha male 1.0s, and then leave them. 80% of all divorces are filed by the female. 3/4 of all girlfriend-boyfriend relationships are terminated by the woman. Women are biologically wired to leave men, just like men are biologically wired to fuck other women. Okay, so you can't deny these realities. However, there are 5 things you can do if you want, and some of them are difficult, to reduce the odds of a woman ever leaving you. Not to 0%, but bring them down a lot. There are 5 things. I've talked about these 5 things in my books and my blogs. Here they are. One is you maintain high attraction. How do you do that? By things like saying, no, I'm not doing that. Instead of saying, okay, honey, that kills attraction. You say, no, I'm not doing that. That raises it, even if she's frustrated. Maintain attraction. Not getting fat. If you are overweight, losing weight, which I did. Still need to lose more. Okay? When you're walking around the house, you're dressed presentable. You wear cologne. You don't take any of her shit. You pass all of her shit tests. Even if you've married her for 20 years, instead of getting complacent like most men do in marriages. So maintaining high attraction reduces the odds she'll leave. Why do women leave men? They're not attracted anymore. That's why women leave men, beta males. Why do women divorce beta males? They're not attracted anymore. They might like him. They may still love him. They're not attracted. So they fucking leave. Now, why do women leave alpha male 1.0s like Andrew Tate? Drama. So the second thing you do is low drama from you. I don't start drama with women ever. I've had women start with me. I don't start with women. I don't tell women what to do. I don't say, look at me, see your phone. You know, you can't hang out with guys I don't like on Instagram. I don't do any of that. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So high attraction and low drama means they're going to stick around, odds are. Or you could be an alpha male 1.0 and yell and scream and argue, and they like it for a while. Women love being with alpha male 1.0s for a while, and then they go, oh my God, and they leave. Third thing, obviously, promises of exclusivity and or wife or girlfriend status. Why do FBs and MLTRs leave and come back and leave and come back? It's called a listen pity. Talk about this in my books, right? Well, why do they do that? Because they want to be your girlfriend and you're saying no. Like, I want to be someone's girlfriend. And then they see another guy, some beta male, I'll make you my girlfriend. Okay. And then they leave you and they go boyfriend up the beta male. And of course, monogamy doesn't work. So she comes back. But this is why OLTRs don't leave for that reason. Because she's your girlfriend. She's won the contest. Girlfriend or wife. So if you award a woman that, she's more likely to stay. If you never award a woman that, she's more likely to leave. Now, she could come back. I have a 94% return rate. Different topic. Next one, of course, is financial support. Hey, darling, marry me, but I'm never going to give you a penny of my money because I'm red pill and I read Rollo's book. Is that going to work? No. Even with a strong, independent Western woman? No, it's not. No. And it certainly won't work with a non-Western woman. They expect money, right? Those who've dated non-Western women. So, of course, some financial support tends to lock women in more. This is why when you have bad economies, the divorce rate goes down and the breakup rate for cohabiting couples drops when the economy is bad. Why? Because she's like, oh, shit. I better stick with this guy because he gives me money. When the economy is great, she's like, fuck you. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need you. And she goes off and right. Now, financial support does not mean you pay all of her bills like I just talked about earlier. I'm not paying all their bills. Fuck you. Then number 5, this is a big one, for women under the age of 35 having children if they want them. I have been in scenarios, many of you have been in scenarios where you were dating someone under the age of 35 and she wanted kids and you didn't because you already had kids or you're divorced or you didn't want kids. And she's like, and then she eventually breaks up with you and hooks up with a guy who has children with her, right? Because if she wants kids under the age of 35, women over 35 usually don't. She wants kids and you don't want any, your days are numbered. That's the way it works. So that's why I said to these women, if you really want kids, I'll do it. And thank God only one does, kind of. She barely does. 2 definitely don't. So I might get lucky. I might not have any kids. We'll see. So if you do all 5 of these things, it raises the odds they'll stay with you long term. So the PDM model covers all 5 of these things. I don't want to go get a bunch of new girls. What did I say earlier? I don't want any new girls. Starting a while ago. Nice long-term non-monogamous happy relationship. So what are their rules? What are they allowed to do and not allowed to do? Because I know you're going to ask about that. As always, they are theoretically allowed to have sex with other men, but none of my 3 women do. I'll cover that in a second. I will examine how each woman handles this in a moment. Each one has a different attitude about this, but they do the same thing from different conclusions. They have very different personalities. I'll cover that in a minute. Standard OLTR rules apply. They can't date other men or carry on relationships with other men, just me. As always, Alpha Male 2.0. They can break up with me whenever they want with no negative from me at all. They get no money from me because there's no legal way for them to do that. But they can leave whenever they want. And I say, hey, I love you. God bless. Those of you who did my immersion service, you saw a woman in my life in Paraguay who was leaving. And you saw how I did that. You say, hey, that's great. I love you so much. That's wonderful. Great. That's wonderful. So say, wait a minute. And then how'd she end that conversation? Oh my God, I love you. Yeah, attraction. So these women can leave whatever they want. I am not forcing anyone to do anything, unlike the Alpha Male 1.0 with multiple wives. He's forcing all kinds of shit, causing all kinds of drama, right? I don't want women to be with me if they don't want to be with me. I know that's weird with men. Men just don't want women to leave no matter what. Alpha Male 2.0 is the opposite. You only want women with you when they want to be with you. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? Go get a new girl. One-eyed moron. If they give me drama for any reason, instant, soft next, which I can now do. Boom. If drama becomes a pattern of behavior, I will dump her and eventually replace her with a new PDM in her country. By the way, and I mean that, and they all know that. They all know they know. These are women who've been with me for years. They know my models. They know who I am. By the way, speaking of FBs, I have several, 2 or 3, really 2, backup replacement women in both of my main flags, Dubai and Paraguay, in case I need to replace somebody. Now, that doesn't mean I break up with a PDM and immediately get a new PDM. I break up with a PDM and I start seeing someone seriously for a year or 2 and see if it, and then we upgrade later to PDM in a year or 2. Don't rush stupid shit. I don't rush these things. I'm just saying I have other options in case these women say whatever they want to say, or they change their mind, or they don't like it anymore. Great. It's fine. I'm covered no matter what. As usual, I have backups to backups to backups to backups. That's why I have Dubai and Paraguay. They back up each other. Do not attempt any of this. This is only for older Alpha Male 2.0s with high incomes, 100% location dependence, 10 plus years of, well, not 10 plus years of non-monogamous experience. That's not you. If you attempt this, it will not work. It'll blow up in your fucking face. Stick with FBs, MLTRs, and OLTRs, which we know for a fact works. Do not do this. What is, you theoretically, what? Your assertion these women aren't having sex with other guys always strikes me as absurd. Come on, man. You really think these chicks haven't had sex with their male in the last 365 days? One of them has. One of them has sex. One of them. Pink Firefly has not. I know this for a fact. The other one has had sex with women. I know this for a fact. I'll discuss it in a second. One of them has before she fell into this model. So one of them has. My Dubai one has. But not right now. And if they do, great. I don't care, and you shouldn't either. All right, let's talk about my 3 girls. I was going to show you photos. I have somewhat permission from one, and I do not have permission from another one. So that's coming. At some point, I will get all 3 of these women on a YouTube video, not all together, independently. So you will see them eventually. One of them is extremely nervous. Paraguay is extremely nervous. She's terrified. Dubai one, you'll see soon. She's not nearly as nervous. And you've already seen Pink Firefly. So eventually I will get them on here so you can ask them questions just like I did with Pink Firefly several times. I've had Pink Firefly in several different videos. We had Q&As, you asked her questions. I will eventually get around to do that with the other 2 girls. Eventually, give me time. As always, it's up to them. I don't tell women what to do. It's up to them. I will ask and I will prod and I will say, hey, it'll be great. One of them is terrified. One of them's like, So it depends. All right, Pink Firefly, you've already seen. There she is. Pink Firefly is 44 years old. She looks like she's in her early 30s due to amazing genetics and, Botox and shit like that. She is an American. She is 5'4". She's 104 pounds. She is a size 0. She has a 6-pack. She has big triple D boobs. She is the smoking hot Barbie blonde type, which is my favorite. We've been together for 10 years, married for almost 6. I actually should be 7. Does not have sex with other men. I have encouraged her to do so. She will not do it. Why? I've talked this many times. She's in her 40s. ASD rises with age, and it spikes at 33, and it really goes crazy in her 40s. She thinks it's gross and disgusting. Now, down the road, now that I'm not seeing her, all kinds of things could happen. She could. Right now, she isn't, but she could. She could, and that's fine. It's all right. Don't care. As long as you con him and she doesn't date the guy. And if she dates the guy, she's out. It's fine. She's been on many podcasts and Q&A videos with me. Yeah, Pink Firefly is very, very hot. Paraguay PDM. She is 30. She just turned 30. She looks like she's 16. And because that's how Paraguay girls look. Those who've been to Paraguay, you know what I'm talking about. They all look like they're teenagers. That's just the look. That's just the look. I talked about this. When I showed Pink Firefly pictures of my Paraguay FBs the first time, and I'm saying, like, I'm scrolling through some girls. She's like, how old are these girls? Like 13, 14, 15? They look like they're in high school. I said, well, I know that's how they look, but no. This one's 24. This one's 29. This one's 31. This one's 28. She's like, what? I said, yes. So Paraguay PDM looks like she's 18. She looks like she could be in high school, even though she just turned 30. I'm not kidding. Those who've been to Paraguay, you know what I'm talking about. She is a white Paraguayan. She is not dark skinned like Mexican. I've talked about this. Paraguayans, there's 2 races. There's the white Paraguayans and there's the dark skin, like Mexican looking ones, like they're called mestizo. I forget the term. So she's a whitey. She has white skin as me. She is 5'1", very short, which is what I like. She has a big ass. Big ass. Small. She has no boobs. She's flat chested. That's Paraguay. She is an anime nerd chick. She's my nerd girl. So she's into anime and K-pop and all this Asian shit and it's hilarious. She's a sweetheart. We've been together for 5 years. This is someone I know very well. I've been seeing her for a long time. She started as a long-term FP, long time ago, via referral game. Met via referral game. She's never been on a dating site in her entire life. Referral game is awesome. I met the person who referred me to her through a dating app. And she turned out to be a bitch and she moved to Spain. It's perfect. It all works out. She does not have sex with men because she doesn't like it. She likes me. She has sex with other women infrequently. She is bisexual. On another live stream, I will tell you a story of something she recently experienced with a woman, which was hilarious. So anyway, she is not big on, and the reason I know this is when we have sex, she is so tight, sometimes she bleeds because she hasn't had sex, vaginal sex with a man. She does play around with girls occasionally, not much. She's very introverted. She works all day, and then she goes home and sleeps. She goes out once a week with her friends, you know. And again, but Caleb was sure a YouTuber. Okay, if she fucks on a guy, don't care. As long as he wears a condom, I do not care. By the way, all these women get STD tests, by the way. They all get tested, just like I do. You guys are way too concerned about whether or not they fuck other people. You shouldn't care. Dubai girl. Now, to be clear about this, I do not officially have a Dubai PDM yet. I have a strong candidate who understands the entire system. I've explained it all to her. She knows. She pictures all the girls, and she really likes me, and I really like her. She's great, but I'm not 100% locked in. I don't know yet. I need more time to make sure she's 100%. I take serious relationships very slowly. Unlike the beta male who gets super excited and says, be my girlfriend because we fucked twice. Okay? I take it very slow. We're taking it slow. Taking it slow. I mean, Pink Firefly had to wait years before I upgraded to OLTR, and then years before I let her move in with me. That's why it worked. Okay. She is 27. She is a German-Italian mix. She speaks German and English. Very, very thick accent. By the way, both of my non-American women have very thick accents. You know, you got to, sometimes they have to look up words. The only American I have sex with now is Pink Firefly. All the rest are non-Americans, which is the way I like it. But anyway, nothing against American women. They're wonderful. I've had sex with gazillions. They're great. But with my Five Flags lifestyle, not that I don't like American. Let me clarify that statement. The reason I prefer it is non-American women understand international lifestyles and are cool with it much more than American women are. American women are like, stay in America because everything's perfect in America. It's just like American men. She is 5'5". She has an average build. She has a big ass, average boobs. She is very physically fit. You'll see her soon. She does modeling part-time. She's hot. Works at an international real estate firm. We have been together for 3 years. She started as an FB. Met, once again, via referral game. She has dated other men. She's fucked other guys during the time we've known each other. Right this second, she isn't. And she's not a PDM yet, so she still can. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. She's almost kind of like an MLTR right now. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. She is introverted, but she's an outgoing introvert. Similar to me, she likes to, this part is not similar to me. She likes to go out and do things, experience things. She has lots of friends, but she's introverted. She has to go back home and be by herself to decompress. She travels a lot. She travels, as much as I do. She's always going to Europe. She's always going to Asia. She loves Saudi Arabia. She is very dialed into the Islamic culture here. She says words like Habibi. She calls me Habibi. If you know Arabic, you know what that means. So she's really, or Inshallah. She's just really big in that world. She sometimes wears an abaya. She's not converted to Islam and that stuff, but she's very dialed into foreign cultures. That's just how she is. She's cool. So it's kind of neat. A fucking American woman would never do that. To my point. All right. Questions and answers. And then I'll answer your questions here if I have time. These are the ones I'm anticipating. Matter of fact, I think I've seen some of these questions already in the comments. How did you meet the two new women? Both from referral game. Neither woman has ever been on a dating site or dating app in their entire lives, to my knowledge. Matter of fact, one I know for sure she has, and the other one I don't think she has. Met via referral game. Do all three of the women know each other? They are aware of each other. None of them have met each other yet, but they're all aware of each other. They know each other's names. They've seen pictures and all that shit. There was another candidate I had for this in Dubai who did know Pink Firefly. Pink Firefly watched me fuck her. But these three have not met each other yet. Dubai PDM is very excited to meet Paraguay PDM. She wants to be friends. She's very excited. And she's like, matter of fact, I showed her pictures of Paraguay PDM. She's like, she's really cute. Can we do a threesome? She's like, but you like Wilson, but I don't want to like touch her. But like a threesome, like three of us, but like you fuck both of us. I'm like, sure, sweetheart. I have a really rough life. Are all three women aware of each other? Yes. Paraguay PDM is a little afraid, intimidated by Pink Firefly. They both kind of are. They're like, well, is Pink Firefly going to punch me? How's this going to work? Dubai PDM is excited to meet the other two women. Are they ever going to meet each other? So that is my plan. That is my hope. Maybe it's up to them. It's up to them. That's not up to me. Are you going to do threesomes with them? Now, I say in this slide, no, I don't like threesomes. And they don't either, because that's not correct. One of them does want a threesome. And Paraguay would do it. So that's actually not correct. That will probably happen, yes. That's an incorrect answer to the slide. Probably happen, yeah. Also, Pink Firefly likes to watch, so I'm sure that will happen as well. Pink Firefly does not like threesome. She hates them. She never wants to do one, but she likes to watch me have sex with women. Again, I have a really rough life. So that. I've seen this question in the comments. You see Dubai PDM for 7 months a year and Paraguay PDM for 4 to 5 months a year, but you only see Pink Firefly for a few weeks a year. How the hell does that work? That's a problem. That is, it says right there in the slides. That's the one big flaw in my plan. I'm going to read what the slide says. Pink Firefly definitely gets shortchanged, and it's not cool. PF's income is not location dependent, so we have limited options right now. And like I said about Dubai, I'm not going to move her back here and live with me. I'm not going to live with anyone the rest of my life, 24/7. The medium-term plan is for Pink Firefly to eventually. So here's the plan we're kind of penciling out. The plan is the tentative plan. This is not the hard plan. This is kind of the thought is that in 2 or 3 years, Pink Firefly will move back to Dubai. I'll have enough money where I won't care if she has a job. I'll get her an apartment here. She won't live with me. She'll live alone, separate with her little doggy. And then we can be together in Paraguay again. Dubai again, excuse me. However, I'm going to have another PDM here. So then I'll have 2 PDMs in the same city. But if there's a problem, I don't live with her. Kick her out. Goodbye, bitch. There we go. So that's the current plan. We'll see what happens. Don't know. It's entirely possible that Pink Firefly in a year or two says, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. That could happen here. And I'm prepared for that. Again, they can leave whatever they want. I don't think that's going to happen. We love each other a lot. She really likes me a lot. She does not want to break up. If you're a woman in your 40s, the last thing you want to do is break up and go back to the dating market. I mean, that's like Pink Firefly's biggest fear. I don't want to go date as women in our 40s. Women in their 40s hate dating. They hate it in their 30s. They really hate it in their 40s. So that's like the last thing on our mind. So, but I don't know. Yeah, a lot of you guys who came in late, you're going to have to watch the replay. Sorry, I explained it all. Will you go on trips with these women individually or together? Individually, sure. Little ones. Sure, that's fine. Together, probably not. I want to minimize jealousy, but you never know. So here's my fantasy. This will probably never happen. This is just Caleb's fantasy, not plan, not goal, fantasy. All 3 women go to the United States. The 4 of us are together, and we all go to like Disneyland or something, or Vegas or something. They can meet my family. That'd be awesome. All 3 of them and me. Odds on that are low. Just getting visas and stuff is kind of a pain in the ass. Well, the German could do it. And Paraguay wife does have a visa she can renew. So it's possible. It is possible. We'll see. Some of you asked this. How did Pink Firefly react when you told her all this? Not good, of course. She didn't like it. It was a hard discussion. It was several discussions, and it's hard. And it's been hard for her. I'm honest. I told her, I explained the whole thing. And I said, if this is a deal breaker, as always, Alpha Male 2.0, if this is a deal breaker, you can leave. I'll be cool about finances and stuff. Don't worry. But I want you to be happy. If this is unacceptable, I understand. And she stayed. It was either this, downgrading a relationship, or she could leave. That's the options. We can do this because this is what I want, or we can downgrade you to like an FB, or you can leave me and go find another guy. And I will support, and I was on it. Look, I love you. I want you to be happy. I'll support any decision to make. And I'm not going to give you any shit about it. Alpha Male 2.0. And she says, no, I'll do it. Pink Firefly's hot. She could dump me in a heartbeat and find any guy she wants. And she doesn't. Why? Because of all the attraction stuff I just covered earlier. That's Alpha Male 2.0s. Women don't like to leave Alpha Male 2.0s. They can, but then they come back. Have you changed any of your legal marital paperwork with Pink Firefly? No, not yet, but I am going to make some changes next year. For mostly for tax reasons. As always, I can't publicly disclose the the legal scenario with me and Pink Firefly. My attorneys say don't talk about it publicly, so I can't tell you what I'm doing or what I've done. But yeah, there's some changes I'm about to make, mostly for tax reasons. Matter of fact, I have a meeting with my tax attorney, one of them tomorrow, I think. Do you speak Spanish for Paraguay PDM or German for Dubai PDM? So both of them do speak fluent English, but with very, very thick accents, and they get words wrong occasionally. I speak very coincidentally, this is God or the universe working. I speak really shitty German because I took 2 years of German in school. And I still remember a lot of it. And it's very similar to English. My name is Caleb. Mein Name ist Caleb. It's the same fucking thing. So my Dubai PM jokes about my shitty German. Spanish, my Spanish improves every year. I would like to learn Spanish. I'm using Duolingo. When you spend time in Paraguay, your Spanish improves. My Spanish is getting much better. So when I speak with Paraguay PDM, it's a Spanish-English combination. And that actually helps me with my Spanish. And then she laughs at me when I say incorrect words in Spanish. Especially when I say sexual words in Spanish. Like I said, I'm horny. So I said, I'm eres cochonga. And she laughed her ass off. She laughed for 10 minutes. Like, shut up. So, yeah. Are you going to have kids and with whom? Already answered that. So, Dubai PDM is like, yeah. I'm like, do you ever want kids? She's like, well, yeah, in my 30s, but she's the typical pretty girl. She's like, but like, maybe could I do a surrogate? Or like maybe AI could make a baby in a test tube by then, by the time I'm 35. I don't want to fuck up my body. Typical pretty girl shit. They don't want to have babies. Yeah, you know. But she might. I'll do it if she wants to. If we're still together and it's all working. If you have kids, when you only see your kids 7 months out of the year. Yes, I've already examined this in my blog several months ago. I wrote a whole article about this months ago. And said back then that kind of arrangement wouldn't be ideal, but it would be workable. Less than 3 to 4 months a year, it would be bad. Yeah, I said on my blogs, I've said this, you can go back and read it. If you have kids, you only see them 3 months a year. That's pretty shitty. 7 months a year, it's not ideal, but you can make that work. Sure. Plus, I can fly my kids to Paraguay, etc. when they get a little older. Yeah, as soon as they get around, 5, 6 years old, they can fly with me. Assuming I do this. Exactly how much money does this cost you total? I don't discuss my personal finances publicly. The broad answer is not very much based on my income. Correct. A very strict budget about these things. Okay, I think that's it. All right. That's it. Okay. I've gone for an hour and a half. There's a lot of questions. I'm going to try to answer your questions. I don't know if I can get to all of them. I will do my best. If you need to do another live stream, let me clear this off the screen here. Why do I look short? If you do another live stream for me to, give you more details on questions and stuff, I will do that. Maybe next week or the week after, I'll be in fucking collapsing USA doing fucking Thanksgiving. I won't be able to do live streams. But anyway. Okay, let's go back to oh my God. Look at the fucking questions. Okay. This is before I started. For an Indian man going after white women on online dating, is it better to be clean shaven or to have a beard? It doesn't matter. A little facial hair is good. One moment. Dumb question. Remember when I asked if this is a bad time for dating? No, I don't remember. Well, I went on this first date last week, on a second date, and and with the same woman a day after, and she's all of a sudden calling me babe, and babe, is this normal? Am I doing something wrong? Why would you ask that dumb question? That is a dumb question. That means why would that be wrong? And two, since she is the only woman, obviously go out there, and another woman, that's a dumb question. Yeah, fine, proceed. I texted the girl who only gave me head a few months ago, but said she was busy in the few weeks after I texted her, hey, how's it going? Recently, and she responded, should I try to meet up with her again? That's another very dumb question. Why would you not? Sure. Oh, as today is November 13th. November and December are bad for dating new women. If you already had a blowjob, she's not new. She doesn't count. Go ahead. I saw your last live stream and saw how you were saying if you were in the West, you'd be screaming every day. Correct. Yes, I'd be screaming in terror. If I was the West. If I lived in the United States or Canada or Western Europe or whatever, and had no location independent income and no international backup plan, if I had none of those things, I was stuck in the United States, I'd be screaming in terror every day. I'd have a panic attack. Yeah. To us and all of your audience, the number one thing we should focus on getting out of the West. Same guys, we're worried about monk mode, finding a niche, and other trivial things. Well, finding a niche relates to your location of business, which may help you get out of the West. But yes, I agree with you. Since I did not achieve my goal of having 2 women on rotation in 2024, I'm considering getting new photos taken. Yes, do that, please. However, I cannot afford a $200 photo shoot. Any suggestion for providing a pro in 2024? It's going to cost you about $150. Craigslist. And if you can't afford $200, you have a very serious problem in your life. You need to resolve that. If you can't afford $200, that's with all of you. You got a real problem, a serious problem in your life you need to fix immediately. I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm being honest with you. You don't have $200. Now, if you don't have $3,000, I get that. $200? Caleb, I've canceled my mom's funeral, a foursome with 310. Okay. Yeah, you're making a joke. Great. I know you say not to date Russian women, but as an Indian guy, out of all the white races, Slavic Russian women give me the most attention and choosing symbols, what to do. If you're desperate to get laid, fuck a Russian woman just to get laid and then branch to other women. The secret Caleb is hiding. He's going to have multiple more kids with multiple women and quit this channel and live on the countryside with Pink Firefly, churning butter by the fireplace. Well, that's about half right. Why do women usually have such a hard time with individualism as compared to men? Women are more communal by nature because they have to mother the children. Can you elaborate on your perspective of individualism, almost absolutist? Yes, I'm an individualism absolutist, other than you cannot violate other people's person or property. That's the only line, the only segment you can't do. So you cannot purposely violate someone else's person or property. Other than that, you should do literally anything you want. And you probably shouldn't break the law, but that's my opinion. You could break the law if you want. Go ahead. I'm 6'4", 200 pounds, decent looking, 21 years old in Tucson, Arizona. How much would it hurt my dating chances if I just wear a regular white t-shirt on first and second dates versus something nicer? Wearing a white t-shirt on first and second dates is if you have a great physique. If you're low body fat and big bulging muscles, t-shirt is fine. If it's not, then no. When guys say, I don't like that type of women, how do you know if a guy is saying that because that's his actual preference or they just can't get with them? Depends on the guy. How well do you know him? If you're right that the collapse of the West will be a currency crisis, that is not my prediction. That is my best guess. It could be one of 5 different things. I don't know which one it'll be, but my best guess would be a currency crisis, an inflationary currency crisis. Watch what happens in 2 years, what Trump is about to do to your spending. Now that Republicans control Congress and Republicans control the presidency, as I said on my blogs, you watch the next 2 years, how much money he's going to spend. The debt, the deficit, government spending as a percentage of GDP, it's going to skyrocket under Trump, which is the worst problem America has. You're fucked. If it's not now, let's see. Will this be worse than the Great Depression? No way to know that. If it's not now, can you call it a collapse when the U.S. didn't collapse? I don't understand that. Regarding unresolved childhood trauma, this was affecting my last few relationships. Should I address this before jumping out and dating despite getting good results in terms of getting laid before? Get FBs only, no MLTRs. And yes, get a therapist. Rule of 3, go through 3 of them, find a real good therapist and work on it. But you can have FBs, no MLTRs, no LTRs. Where can I get a copy of the new Unchained Man? The first one is great. Unchainedman.io. Russia just passed a new law banning child-free ideology. That has to be the most anti-Alpha 2.0 ever passed in history. Thoughts? I don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever been with a chick that had a G-Wagon? What's a G-Wagon? Is that the Mercedes one? I don't know what that is. Is that a Mercedes? Did your wife cry when she got proposed? No, but my Pink Firefly does cry a lot in happy and sadness. She's very emotional. Is Tony Soprano an archetypal alpha male 1.0? Sure, there are many of them, though. So is Andrew Tate. Yeah. How explicit are you? I'm going to skip the questions that I already answered in the slides. So if I find a question you're asked and I already answered, I'm going to skip your question. How explicit are you to your women about your other women? Okay, I answer that. What do you do if you're with a woman who cries after sex every time she orgasms? I think that's cute. I think that's sweet. I like it. Citing she's an emotional and can't differentiate from a panic attack. Oh, if it's negative? Okay, if it's negative, some women do cry, but it's like a cute little cry. So like, ah! If she's like freaking the fuck out, having a panic attack, then FB only, and she needs to get therapy. But I don't mind it. What do you have to say about third world countries whereby genuine sex occurs, but money as it relates to a more definite factor in other cases? I do not understand that question at all. You mentioned in TUM. What's TUM? Oh, those with open marriage, that you should have separate kitchens, bathrooms, etc. Correct. How do you manage this if you have a kid? I already answered that. Not living with them. In the original model, when you have an OLTR, you can't date or love anyone else. Correct. Did you break this new rule to get the new model? No, I didn't break any rules. I sat down and discussed this with Big Firefly before I did any of it. That's very important. I didn't do this behind her back and then spring this on her. That would have been lying. I don't lie. So I thought about it, planned it all out, sat down with her, and I said, this is what I'm going to do. I haven't done this yet, sweetheart, but this is what I'm going to start doing. And that's why I gave her those options. You said you didn't want to come back to the U.S. at all in the future. Correct. How does that work with not having U.S.? I already answered that question. Best ways to boost T naturally if you responded to TRT with too many significant side effects. Google the art of manliness space testosterone. You'll get the best article ever written on increasing your testosterone naturally. It's awesome. Artofmanliness.com space testosterone. PF said the Q&A at the Super FP was inappropriate because why have a wife emotional exclusive and others you have emotions with? Okay, I already answered that. What is the premise of social circle game and who to learn it from? I don't know. I can't answer. The premise of social circle game is you meet women through other men and women you know in your social casual circle of friends and people you hang out with. Who can teach that? I don't know. How do you approach a woman in your social circle, i.e. hairdresser, if she falsely assumes your marriage is monogamous and you've never had the idea to approach? You tell her, explain to her, hey, let me explain something to you. Explain to her. Congratulations, man. I can see that happening after all this time you put in and experience at your age. Hell yeah, cool. If you want to wing with a guy a couple of times a week, where do you recommend what to do to maximize results of finding FBs? I have never done wingman game of any kind. I can't answer that question. Don't know. Being away is attractive. James Bond style brings contempt. Okay. Okay, answer that question. I asked that question. PF wants to stay in the collapsing USA. Right now she does. She wants to come back to Dubai at some point. A couple of days ago, you talked about societal programming. Do you think the average American lives like this? Lives like what? If someone else gives you drama, you can't go fuck someone else. Yes, I can. Isn't Pink Firefly not going to... Okay, I answer that. Met a new chick from Tinder, age 31, got back to my place. We kissed and I fingered her, but she didn't want to have sex because she wants me to look forward to it and I want to see you again. She never texted back today. Should I move on or keep trying? She's over 30. She's not 33 yet, but she's close. You're dealing with standard 30 something ASD. Try one more time, then move on. What is the limit to PDMs? That is based on your 5 flags lifestyle. So if you have 3 different homes, so Andrew Henderson does the trifecta thing where he has 3 different homes. I have 2. So if you have 3, you can have 3. If you have 4, you can have 4. Right? If you have 1, you have 1. Or 2. I guess you have to have minimum 2, right? 2. So let's say 2 to 4. What do you like most about Paraguay? I would like it if would I like it if I like Mexico, do you think? Paraguay is nothing like Mexico at all. What do I like about it? It's chill and calm and relaxed. That's why I like it. Since they're in different countries, why not keep them all secret? That would be lying. I don't lie. Lying is something beta males have to do. Lying to women is something beta males and alpha male 1.0s have to do because they're scared and outcome dependent. I don't care, so I don't lie to women. I never have. I never will. Is there a version with just a girlfriend in each country and not a wife for the wedding? Same thing. PDM can be wife or girlfriend. How did you go along? How did you get PF to go along with this exactly? I already talked about that. If you are 30 but very young looking, would the older woman loophole work? You better look really young. Probably not. You better look really young. Are these legal marriages? No. Hang on a second. My voice is giving out. I've been watching you for a long time and suspected you would have to do this. For me, the previous model is starting to not fit. Not fit me. It fits thousands of other men who are doing it right now. Not fit me, yeah. Again, this is for me. Not sure if I already mentioned this, but will you eventually divorce PF? No. Will PDMs ever appear in your live streams? I already answered that. Your wives usually don't watch your stream, but do you think they will watch this one? Probably. I have nothing to hide. Have you tried having 1 wife and 2 girlfriends instead of having 3 wives? Again, this is, I say wife. The term under PDM, the term wife or girlfriend, it doesn't really matter because it's the same thing. So you can call them girlfriends. So don't get up on wife or girlfriend. Call them girlfriends if you want. I have a theory that many women often prefer relationships with betas as they like to control power and know he's a safe bet. That is correct. That is what women prefer, especially when they're over 33. However, they get bored and they leave them. Do you purposely select women that you don't want to have sex with other men to be your OLTR wife? I do not. I don't care about that. You guys care about that. I don't. So you have to de facto one-man monogamous relationship. I do not. I did not do that with Pink Firefly or any woman. That's something that was an outgrowth. Pink Firefly hooked up with other guys years ago before we were married, super married. There were stuff. We've been together a long time. Stuff's happened. Sure. No, I don't care. Okay, let's see here. One of you is saying that these women have backups too. That's correct. I'm sure they do. They're all hot. I know Pink Firefly. I don't know. I would assume Pink Firefly has a backup in her mind. Dubai Girl probably has a backup in her mind. Paraguay Girl does not. Or does not right now. In a year from now, she could. When will the 2025 in-person residency service be announced? That's a Billy question. She controls all that now. Soon. Let's see. Most of these questions are already answered in the I'm very happy with myself. I answered these questions in the slides. This is great. I'm skipping questions already answered. Is Spain a really bad country dating wise? I never had success there. No, I haven't heard that. Germany's pretty tough. I haven't heard Spain's difficult. The only reason I brought up the other guys thing is that dudes assume their girls won't, but they will. I've addressed this many times. It depends on the age of the woman. That's the primary factor. If you're dating a serious girl and she's 25 and she's hot and extroverted, yeah, she's probably fucking other guys. Yes. If she's 45, very unlikely. She thinks it's disgusting. She doesn't want to meet other guys. She hates guys. Depends mostly on the age. Age, and then below that, personality type. When you shared info that we need to gain multiple hours, 2+, 3 to 4 times a week to get results, you mentioned, I realize this isn't for me. Okay. Have you met a girl as sugar baby, but eventually agreed to see you without pay? I don't want to answer that question because I don't want to give you guys ideas. Let's pretend the answer is no. Would it be okay to make her an MLTR? No. Don't try to get a girl for an MLTR from a woman you were paying. That's not a good idea. You start on the wrong framing. That's not a good idea. I have a second date with a 32-year-old and I suggested dinner at my place, but she said she wasn't comfortable. That's right. That will not work if she's around age 33. Correct. She's going to say, no, not comfortable. Is this because of ASD at 32? Yes. Dude, you should easily be a radio talk show host. I think your sense of humor is underrated plus that gets you chicks. Probably. Yeah, that's probably true. I'm sure there's an aspect of that. Yeah, probably true. Women can't go back in lifestyle. Oh, talk about Pink Firefly leaving me. Correct. Well, women can when they're young and in their 20s and don't give a fuck. There's no ASD and they know they're smoking hot. Oh, I'm 26. I'm fucking hot. But when they're 44, 45, 55, 38, they're like, ugh. Again, it's age. It's an age thing. There's a reason my PDMs aren't all 19-year-olds. All these idiots who get like 19-year-old girls, 22-year-old girls. Stupid. Stupid. My youngest one is 27, and that is like pushing it for me. I prefer 30s because I want to deal with women who are already done evolving. Are you doing an Armenia residency event in 2025? We are not doing Armenia residency anymore. Billy does not want to do them, and I don't disagree because very few people are interested in those. Have you had any reservations to fuck women who took the big pharma juice? I do not care if she had a vaccine, and you shouldn't either. That's insane. Did you feel any guilt presenting this to PF, given your OLTR marriage was predicated upon very different pretenses than what you have now presented her with? One of the primary reasons I had to change this was drama. One of the promises she made to me is, I won't give you drama. That didn't happen. So that's one of the reasons I didn't just, it's not like everything was working perfectly and I came out of the blue and said, hey, I've changed my mind. That's not what happened. Go back and watch the replay if you didn't see that part. Any thoughts on Gladiator 2? I'm not going to see it. It looks like shit. Did PF cry when you told her? No. She did cry, but not when I told her. She cried later. She did cry, yeah. So I know you give PF an allowance. Does this mean you'll give the... Okay, I answer that. How do you handle video calls, texting with PDMs and Pink Firefly when you are there with them? Oh, well, I'm not going to do any video calls with other women when I'm with one of them. I'll text, but I'm not going to do video calls. I'm just not going to do it. It's not cool. Well, at the moment, I'm not. That will change once I get more used to this. I hate it that I can't ask you questions. Okay. I remember, Jesus, Caleb, I remember when you said some Russians don't learn to drive, so the man can do it. I ran that in Serbia and saying, yeah, that's an East European thing. Correct. Got someone cheap for editing the ebook on Upwork. Where would you suggest designing the front cover book? Upwork, all Upwork. Will you write a book manual on this? No, that's not for people. Here's what I might do. I should have put that in the Q&A. That's one of the questions I anticipated. I'm not going to write a book about this, no, because it doesn't apply to the vast majority of my audience, which is only a tiny percentage of men. Only 10% of men are alpha male 2.0s at the most. And only a tiny percent of alpha male 2.0s can do this. What I am willing to do, if I get enough audience interest on this, is those men who really think they're ready to do this, I'll do some kind of coaching program where I'll walk a small number of guys and go detail how to structure this stuff and how to manage these things. I might do that. If enough guys say, yeah, I'd fucking do that and charge a few $1,000s, guys. Yeah, I might do that. I'm not going to write a book. No, I'm running 2 new books right now, but not that. Why do men propose? It's the guy changing the woman's life. It makes way more sense for a chick to ask you to marry her. Always thought that. So here's how I propose to Pink Firefly. With that, I somewhat agree with you. Here's how I proposed to Pink Firefly a billion years ago. I did not kneel. What are you, stupid? No, I'm not going to kneel. What I did is we walked down by the beach, Riverside actually, and I put her on a slant where I was eye to eye, where she's much shorter than me. She's tiny and I'm giant. So I put her eye to eye to me and I asked her eye to eye. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Will you marry me? Blah, 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 right? And that was it. Instead of like me being subservient, it was more like we're equals. I'm an individual sovereign man. You're an individual sovereign woman. Do you want to be with me of your own free will? Not because I'm going to take care of you and not because I'm a Christian and you need to obey me and not any of that stuff. Not because you're a strong, independent woman and a feminist. None of those things. Those are all bullshit. That's what I did. You mentioned if you're a young guy, all you need is 2 to 3K to move out of the West. Correct. Will this also mean guys up to age 34 or just very, depends on the scenario. Older men have more infrastructure and shit. So maybe if you live cheaply, yes. How many drafts would you do of the ebook after getting the first draft edited? About 4. May have asked before, what platform would you advise for writing a blog? WordPress. And can you start a blog the day you create the blog site? Yeah, WordPress.com. Go for it. I had an FB offer to come over tonight, but I missed the message annoyingly. Luckily, she arranged for tomorrow. She seems to be hinting at a relationship, although she says the dating market is rough. Okay, great. Is there a question? It's not. If I'm a Western man and marry a Western woman, let's say we legally marry in the Philippines. Don't do that, please. Will you guys stop legally marrying women? What are you guys doing? Stop. If you're already legally married because you got married, then found my stuff, okay, fine. I made that mistake. Fine. When I was a young dumbass. Stop legally marrying women. Could she still sue me for money after divorce in a Western country? Don't marry. The answer is it doesn't matter. Don't legally marry. What the fuck are you doing? Have a wedding. None of her family will know. With these traditional girls, like these Filipino girls, these Eastern European girls, have a wedding, get her the wedding ring. You can do all that shit. She can change her name. No one will know it's not legal. Her whole family will think it's real. No one will know. Well, I want my mom to, sweetheart, no one will know. Like, oh, good point. Marriage is for the 50s, folks. And if you're a tradcon, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Now, you had a point. Tradcons, you had a point in the 50s. This is 2024 in the collapsing Western era. Come on. Don't be stupid. If someone moves out of the West, i.e. goes to Southeast Asia, could they begin 5 flags with Armenia, or should this be done in the West before moving out of the country? No, you don't. No, there's no correct order. Do whatever you want. I've been following you since 2022. I'm a 9-day business builder. I have a resource recommendation that I'm very sure would help you because it helped me. How could relay this information to you? theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. Send me an email. What do you do when FB gives you girlfriend behavior? Give her a hug and a kiss and don't respond, and that's it. Don't discuss it. Hang on a second. The girl I'm seeing has lots of male friends who she hangs out with and admits she gets bored of men. Are these red flags? Not to me. I don't care if a woman's monogamous. Don't care about that. How come we don't do Armenia anymore? Not enough people signed up. and Billy's in charge of those projects now, so she made the call. We're not doing Armenia anymore. I gave her those ownership of those things. Not enough people signed up. Paraguay is very popular. Mexico's popular. Dubai's reasonably popular. Armenia, very few people do it. You look like Azog from The Hobbit in a good way. Thank you. I got to shave my head and like get more white. Should we not do online dating at all in November, December? Okay, listen to me very carefully, guys. I don't know why this is so difficult for you guys. Listen to me very carefully, okay? Open your ears. If you're listening to me, you're doing something else, and you want to listen to the podcast, stop and pause for a fucking minute. Okay. If you live in the Western world with Christmas and especially the United States with Thanksgiving, okay? No dating to get new women you haven't fucked yet after November 15th. Wait till January 2nd. It's a waste of time. It's extremely difficult. All the women are doing Christmas shit and they do not want to date. It's a nightmare. It's a dead zone. November 15th to January 2nd is a dating dead zone. They also boyfriend up, got whoever she's fucking, she boyfriends up for Christmas. And then she'll dump him around, that Valentine's Day. Don't. Get new photos for your online profiles. Get ready. And then January 2nd, but January is the best month of the year. So calm the fuck down. No dating. If you've already fucked her, you can try. I still wouldn't, but you can't. Is it feasible to build a location-independent business while making $2,000 monthly in Southeast Asia? Sure, why not? Do you recommend a higher monthly income? Yes, I recommend $7,000 a month. That's $85,000 a year, USD, in pre-tax net profit. That is what you want to make. I am fucked. A lot of women don't want to see me after Trump winning, as I'm voicing my opinions for Trump and Kamala lost. Do not discuss politics with Western women, you dumbass. Do not discuss politics with women. Why are you guys doing this? So stupid. Stupid. Could I use Canva to do the front cover of the ebook if I really want to? If you really want to, sure. Caleb, can you do a chat with Orion Tartaban? I think you'd be interested. I have no idea what that is. What do you think of the common mistakes inexperienced men would make applying this new model? I don't even want to answer that question. You shouldn't apply this model if you're an inexperienced man. Shouldn't even think about it. I'll say it again. If what I just described sounds fantastic to you, but you're not experienced yet, sit down and put it in your vision and set a goal for 5 years from now. 5 to 10 years ago, set a goal to do it. I'm 52. So if you're 26, like, this is great. If you're a 26-year-old guy, I started this earlier at the very beginning of this. You're some 27-year-old guy, you fucked 4 girls, and you're nowhere near this. You got growth to go through first. When was the last time you cried? I've cried about 4 times in my adult life. 4 or 5. Let me think this through here. The last time I cried. How do you define crying? Is tearing up crying? Or is like sobbing crying? The last time I teared up, well, I cried, like sniff a little bit, was 2 or 3 years ago when I wasn't going to see Pink Firefly for like 6 months. I left her at the Guadalajara airport, and I gave her a big hug, and I missed her, and I love her, and I have emotions. That's the last time. So that was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Before that, it was I cried when my daughter was born. I cried when I saw Fellowship of the Ring for the first time. That was 2001. My daughter was born in 97. 1 or 2 more times, I'm forgetting. I'm not a big crier. Do you often ask chicks for small favors? No, never. I've been testing it out. Why? It's amazing how they resist small favors despite dates. Open my eyes to select enthusiastic ones. I literally do not care anything about that. I don't care about any of these details. All I care about is I only have 2 requirements for women. Are you hot? Number 1. Number 2, do you ever give me drama ever? That's it. If you're hot, you don't give me drama, you're in. And the rest is just details. I don't care if you're fucking other guys or submissive or not a feminist or do small favors or all these other things you hear on the internet. I don't care about that garbage. Who gives a fuck? I don't care. Who you voted for? I don't give a fuck. Religion? I don't care. You say you will not take financial advice from someone less rich than you. Correct. Would this apply to people who are less happy, depressed people for general life advice since the goal is long-term? For me, well, of course, that's obvious. I'm not going to take any life advice from anyone who is less happy than me. Me, correct. And often I get it. You know, Caleb, what you should do, and this is a guy who's pissed off all the time. Thanks, Andrew Tate. Yeah, thanks. Sometimes November, December can be good for casual dating. Wrong. No, it can't. As it's the holiday season, so people are in good spirits. You're pulling something out of your ass. You're not giving any real life details. I've been doing this for 17 years. You're wrong. I'm sorry. That's not what happens. People are happy, so they fuck. No. YouTube side checks Orion Tartaman, his book, Value of Others. Good stuff. Cool. Okay. I know you don't recommend learning to code for the job, right? That's a terrible idea. AI is going to put you out of business. But what about building for your own projects early on when you lack the money for quality outsourcing? It's going to take you a year to learn to code well. You're going to delay your business for a year because you want to code yourself. Outsourcing. Why do you need to code at all? Don't start a business where you have to have coders. I don't have a business. My business is pretty big. I don't need any coders. I'm 6'3", quite well built, muscles and act and like short women. I am quite masculine personality. Am I scaring them off? Probably. If you're very tall, you need to bait it up a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Would you ever try psychedelics for spiritual purposes? Probably not. Why or why not? I don't do drugs. Drugs fuck you up. I have no interest. Okay. Exactly 2 hours. Perfect. Great. All right. I have no announcements today. On the other one I'm just doing. Something's coming big tomorrow that you guys have asked for. Can't say what it is. From my mailing list, I'll put a little blurb on YouTube about it. Okay. I'm gonna let you go. Do you ever recommend tracking women life on a spreadsheet like you did? Yes. If you date lots of girls and it's important to you, yeah. If you don't care, no. What factors do I track for? That's a very big topic. Don't have time to discuss that. It's a very big thing. I can do a whole live stream on that. All right. Have fun, guys. I'm going to go. Boy.